was our first Valentine's Day together. And I booked this reservation at this place. It was gonna be over $100-something meal. It was nice. It was intimate, everything. We got there. She was like, babe, man, thank you so much for this. But I would have been cool with like 54. I said, thank you, Lord. This is my wife.
For someone who really loves twerking like myself.
Praise God.
I don't.
Please God. I hope you got a twerking wife with you too. That twerks on you.
If you are intimate, baby, you won't care about none of that.
Heck, when that thing is getting put down in you, your mind don't work. Listen, we not telling you. We not sitting up here preaching like we perfect. Like we told y'all our flaws. We telling you because we dealt with the consequences of it. I didn't know that her background and how maybe her mom's habits was that may have been on her too. Like I didn't know that. Why? Because we started laying down and I'm just clown. I'm gone. This is an Weber production.
Period. What's up, y'all? My name is TK.
And my name is Namdi.
And you are Pillow Talking with the E-Labels. Episode 16.
Episode 16.
Yes, we just got back from a trip.
Yes.
Your cousin got married, went to a beautiful wedding. It kind of was, we were able to have a date night for the reception.
Man, for real.
Went to the beach, took the girls out. So I don't know if I would say I'm refreshed. Because I feel like we were doing a lot the whole time.
We was going.
we were going. But yeah, we hope that you guys are doing well. Yes. We are going to dive into some very spicy topics.
It's always spicy when you pillow talking with the
It really is.
Straight up.
Just know we only going to choose things that we know are going to entertain, impact, encourage, motivate, all of those good things.
I thought you was going for all the influence.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I gotta get better. Right. Impact, interrupt. Pastors are good at that.
They be good with
we're gonna impact, influence, all of the IN.
Interrupt, yo.
And they do it off the top of their head,
Inception
too.
of. You know what I'm saying? They be on it. Yeah.
Sometimes I do that when I'm tapping with TK, but I'll give them like 3 M's or something like that, but not too. I can't keep going like that. Yeah. But, babe, go ahead and let them know if this is their first time watching who we are and what we do.
Yes, man. So if you don't know, here at Pillow Talking with the E-Labels, we motivate the common couple to become extraordinary and singles to receive God's best in relationships. So, man, if you're in a relationship, gonna be in a relationship, just gotta have a bad relationship, want to be better at relationships, man, you pillow talking with the right couple that's gonna lead you in the right way.
Yeah, so y'all. Yeah, so y'all already know what to do. Make sure you like, comment, do all of the things, all of the things that you know to do. Yeah. So first, we're going to be talking about a very controversial video that has been going around, that's been going viral. Yeah. It's a lot of things surrounding this, and it is of Deitrick Haddon, pastor.
Yes.
Let me make that clear. Pastor Deitrick Haddon, as well as a songwriter, an artist, probably a few other things.
Reality TV star.
He's been on a reality show?
Yes, they have. It's like almost like famous pastors in California.
Oh wow! Okay, I didn't know that
type of reality show he's on.
Okay, so yes, reality star, all of the things. Well, a video is going viral of his boo thing, his wife, twerking on him. Check it out.
Wow. Spicy, right? All right. Yeah, so he knew he would be under much scrutiny after that came out.
Yeah.
So he went on Willie Moe Jr. He went on his show and, had some words to say before y'all even open y'all mouth. So here you go.
Everybody needs an opportunity to speak their own piece versus everybody having an opinion.
I want them to run their mouth because it's something to talk about. It's something to have a conversation at the table about this, because it's time to be free in God and without being in sin. It's time. You go find you a wife that you can grind on you and pray with you when it's done. Don't get no woman wrapped in swaddling clothes. I've been there, done it. I can't do that. So it's time. It's time. Because if we don't do it,
swaddling clothing.
If we don't do it, man, we're going to lose so many more marriages, man. We got to show them the truth.
Man,
that's the only way we stop bleeding.
Well, y'all have it right there, man. That's he knew y'all was going to speak y'all opinion. So he said, since y'all want to run y'all mouth, here's what I got to say about it, man. So Well, what do you think about this this video and his response too?
Well, I'm going to speak on the twerking video. So, for someone who really loves twerking like myself,
Praise God.
I don't.
Praise God. I hope you got a twerking wife with you too.
Jesus.
That twerks on you. Yeah. Yes.
No, but so first and foremost, what he is doing, I don't think is bad. I don't think the actual act is bad. Now, there's a few things to this. So first and foremost, there's nothing wrong with twerking, being a freak, being nasty for your man. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I just want to put that out there because I feel like, and not even just my personal opinion, but like talking and being in church for so long, hearing rumors of men cheating, and not saying if men cheat, they lustful. We do know those things. Like, let's get that out of the way. People do what they want to do, whether you're a great wife, perfect, nasty, do all the things. But people do also talk about how when Christian women get saved, they get boring and they don't want to twerk no more. They don't want to put on lingerie anymore. They don't want to be sexy anymore. And they don't want to do the things that they did when they were in sin. You was throwing it back. You was grinding, giving him a show, playing take when before you got married. Now you get married and you Grandma Moses and you're not doing anything. You're stiff. And so that's the first thing I want to put out there. I do think that a lot of times we look at this in judgment because we are either having boring sex in our marriage and a lot of times feeling like everything is a sin. Like everything is not a sin, y'all. So I'm gonna get that out of the way. I don't think what he was doing was personally bad. Yeah. But what I think I can break this down in a few things. I don't know who his crowd was. So is this crowd close, intimate friends? Clearly it couldn't have been because somebody recorded you and put you out there, Yeah. Because if we're in a setting, I don't think I have been in maybe a setting where I've been dancing on you, but we've been in it was like 3 of us basically, one other couple, 2 other couples or something like that. And we really trusted them. There was no cameras out or anything like that. So that's my first thing, who are you around? And clearly it couldn't have been that safe for this video to go out, circulate and go around. But then I kind of take that back because I'm like, it sounds like he don't care that it went out and it went around. So he might like it, but
he said, listen, I've been with the women with swallowing clothes, and mind you, this is in nothing that has nothing necessarily to do particularly with this video, but in context, this is his second wife. And he said, I've been there. Maybe, I'm not saying, but maybe he's alluding to that. My first wife was the one who was just everything covered up. And she not barely doing nothing. Right. He said, I dished her. You know what I'm saying? Because he got married 4 months after. Engaged 4 months after. From what at least I read on Wikipedia. And y'all who know personally may know different. But yeah, he got engaged to this young lady. Jesus. And then they eventually got married. They've been married, I think, now almost 10 years.
Yeah. So I back to the point that I was making is his crowd and who he's around. One thing about being a leader, like me and Namdi talk about these things, you kind of got to take some L's a little bit, right? So things that we would naturally do that I'll do at home, twerk, bust in the splits, do all these different type of things. Obviously, I can't do this in a public setting, as well as even drinking. We decipher and this ain't the crowd to do that. Won't be having drinks this time. Won't have. We don't know these people. Won't do. And some people might call that fake, and you're not being consistent in who you are. Yeah. But I think that what comes along with being a leader is determining your environment, right? Definitely. So you can't talk in a certain way with certain people, with everyone. So I think his crowd was a big deal. Just where he was at, who he was around. But the main thing that I'm gonna land on is the wife. I have, y'all already know, when it comes to modesty, when it comes to all of these different type of things, it's been something that I've been growing in a personal journey of mine. Obviously, she wasn't dressed as modest as you could be. You bent over, you able to clearly see her breast. You're able to clearly see the shape of them, how big they are. It's not much room left for the imagination. And then on top of that, he basically hitting it from the back. So
in front of everybody.
It's just that's where it kind of is we didn't really want to know how that position looked with y'all. Yeah. We didn't really need to know. And then I think for you, for instance, something that used to irritate me until I like honored modesties. When you be like, don't I don't like that. Pull that skirt down a little bit. Like, like you should want a man that doesn't want you to show the whole world all of your goodies. If your man is wanting you, like, I want them to see how big your breast is, I want them to see how big your butt is, I'm letting you know that it's a little bit of immaturity sprinkled in that. It's a little bit lack of respect, because when a man truly honors you, he honors your temple, he honors who you are in your walk with the Lord and who you are to him. He will not let you go out in these streets showing every man everything. Like, be proud at home, and that's it. The world don't need to see that. So I think that is probably the biggest thing that stands out to me, is that the immodesty, and then as well as, like, it just left no room for imagination. We know how it look when you hitting her from the back.
Yeah, that was I didn't want to. If it's my pastor, my leader, I don't want to see that.
Then his response. You got to make sure you talk about
his response was just like, man, whatever. Y'all, that's the problem with y'all now, whatever. I want to land a little bit, bring some word into this here. And it's just speaking to pastors. And it's the scripture on leaders in the church. And it says here in 1 Timothy 3:2-7, it says, therefore, an overseer must be above reproach. Again, he is a pastor. Overseer must be above reproach. The husband of one wife, sober-minded, self-controlled, respectable, hospitable, able to teach, not a drunkard, not violent but gentle, not quarrelsome, not a lover of money. He must manage his own household well, with all dignity, keeping his children submissive. Or if someone does not know how to manage his own household, how would he care for God's church? He must not be a recent convert. He may become puffed up with conceit and fall into the condemnation of the devil. Moreover, he must be well thought of by outsiders, so that he may not fall into disgrace, into a snare of the devil. And so, particularly, I don't have a problem with him doing this. I'll land where you're at too. Like, listen, we have fun. We kick it, all right? We're not going to see us in the club doing it. No. You may see us, like, for instance, we were at a wedding this past weekend, and shoot, my wife was dancing on me, but she wasn't, like, twerking hard. You wasn't bent over. You wasn't grabbing my hair. You, even if you did, you don't have anything that would have shown your cleavage anything like that. Yeah. We were having fun. Like, I'm
not going to bend all the way over either.
No, but we were having fun.
Do a little scoop.
Like, so it's just, like, again, checking your environment. Even if I believe if we were around close friends, you might not go too hard even.
No. Because your friends are still my brothers in Christ, though.
Yeah. So
I ain't trying to show them.
You want to protect all of those around me. Sometimes I see some people and a women that may be kind of halfway there. I'm like, dang, I didn't want to see sis like that. Right. I didn't want to know what all that. Like, Lord, okay, hey, what's going? Hey, sis, I'm not about to look there because now it's a distraction, of man. Course. Things like this is a distraction of the gospel. Okay, like, you're a leader, you're a pastor, and now it's from outsiders looking in. You don't look no different from them. Yeah. And I'm not saying that we supposed to look like we not living life or anything like that, but we are supposed to be peculiar. Yeah. We're supposed to be different from them in some form, in some way. I'm saying them and those who are not believers, man. And so they look at it like, man, a lot of times outsiders like, look at them Christians. I told you, they be doing all the regular stuff. They just be, fronting. And he the pastor, he over there taking all their money, and it's just giving them more ammo to load their gun with. I can't stand that we give that for those who just want to come against the gospel. Okay, so I can't stand that at all. So I don't have nothing wrong with it. It's just with the environment, and then who is the person. I would have loved to hear him get on there and be like, hey, listen, y'all, that shouldn't have probably came out. Okay? Yeah. What you saw was my wife and I having a good time. I thought we were around safe people. We were around other ministers, man. It was my 50th birthday, so I'm having a little bit of fun, and that was supposed to be between us, and I thought we were in a safe place, but somebody in that crowd wanted to pull out their phone and record that, and obviously everything that went viral. Listen, I want to apologize for it's not that approach. Yeah, I want to apologize to my congregation. Yeah. I want to apologize, whatever. Don't get it wrong. These are things that we do, but it should not have been done in that area with those people. Y'all didn't have to see that.
Yeah, the arrogance is annoying when it comes to, like, it seems like certain people get to a certain level where they might have self-control in this area. It's like, well, so what? I can do it. Like, it ain't a sin. It's not, but it also doesn't make you look the greatest. And I think this is what's so hard, including, I'll speak for myself. Even when it came to the modesty journey that the Lord has been leading me on, I'm just like, I mean, what I used to wear wasn't immodest like that. Like, why do I have to cover
crazy,
up?
Bad.
Yeah, I was never out here bad. I never wore like super short stuff. I never was really just super immodest. Yeah. So in my mind and flesh will always be like, well, this is okay. But like, what is wrong with us going in a higher level in the Lord? Like, what is actually wrong with saying, I'm just going to keep this? I think what's wrong with this generation is that nothing is a secret. Nothing is private. Nothing is intimate. Like, y'all, although we get on this camera and we are very transparent, y'all don't know half of the stuff that we do. You know, like there's things that we just would not talk about on camera because sincerely in love and in respect, it's none of y'all business. Yeah. And we want y'all to be the same way about your marriage. Like, we don't have to know everything. Yeah. We don't have to see everything. Like, for instance, we went to the beach. I wore an absolute bikini and I looked great in it. Y'all didn't see it. Y'all didn't see it. Y'all not going to see no pictures of that, but I still wore the bikini. I just don't have to share that with y'all. I don't have to post myself. For what? What am I going to do that for?
Recognizing also what level you're on. So like, let's say for instance, if we're on Beyonce, Jay-Z level believers and we got that many cameras on us, listen, even though we at the beach, somebody else is at the beach looking at us and taking pictures. Exactly. So even what you had on, even though she had a veil over it and all that type of deal there, if we're at that level, now we're conscious of, even more. Other people are watching. Somebody's going to snap a picture and be like, recently the Weiboos were at the beach. So now it's like, you can't even do that. Yeah. Or we're going to have to be on some island somewhere where nobody will see that. So just being mindful of that. It seems like you said, at this point, he don't care. Yeah. I can't stand that sometimes our liberation in Christ, that we just get so free that we don't care about those who may be new believers or not believers at all, because and how that may affect them, because we're the only Bible that they may see. Yes,
because we don't view our life. We don't view being on this earth for a purpose. Yeah. We're like, I'm just trying to get all it is about is me, what I'm gonna get, all of that. Like, we don't view this life as, God, how do you want to use me? Okay, you said I can't do. There's some things that other God-fearing women do that I'm like, I know I can't do that. I am married and everything. I'm like, that I can't talk about that. I can't. And it's not a stiff lifestyle. It's just like, if it's gonna get in the way of my message, forget it. It's not that.
It's gonna get in the way of Christ.
It's just like, so what's so hard about just not posting it? So, okay, he didn't post it. And then I want to point out something in the scripture. His person did. His friend posted it, or whoever was at the party. Yeah. I think the response to it, if he was sending a shot to his ex or whoever, if you're sending shots to women who are modest, you are sending a shot to the Bible. The Bible tells us to be modest, not only externally, but in character. So even if his wife was fully dressed, but she was bent over, twerking, and he hitting it from the back, that is still immodest. So you're saying, I done did that. You're basically saying, I did it the biblical way. It was boring. I did it the right way. That wasn't right. So now y'all go get a wife that they got wives that twerk on them. They just not going viral. Like, we twerk on our husbands. We do all of those things. And so I think the arrogance annoys me a little bit. The lack of, hey, I don't know who's all in my congregation. This could have messed somebody up. So let me first and foremost apologize. I had no intent of that getting out there. Like, there's been times where my imagination, I'm like, what if a picture of me in my bikini leaks? Like, what I'm gonna do about that? And I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna immediately apologize. Hey, I wear bikinis. Yeah. Let's get that out there. Yeah. But I absolutely did not intend for y'all to see that. Like, go the humble route. And then one thing in the scripture about that Namdi was reading earlier is what a leader, a pastor, a shepherd should behave like. And one of those things is being self-controlled and respectable. And that was two of those things that stood out to me is like being self-controlled in a way that, okay, I might know that this is not a sin, because that's what he said. We got to stop thinking that everything is a sin. It's not. No. But is it good for everyone to see? I believe that that's a self-control to be like, like for instance, we done been to places where we'll talk before we go. Like, are we drinking here? Are we gonna have a glass of wine? Like, nah, okay then. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. We know it's not a sin to have a glass of wine, but have y'all ever seen us cheersing to wine on Instagram? No, we just not doing that. And then even the respectable, I just think that it was a lack of respect for his current wife. Just to have her out here bent over, boobs bouncing.
She the executive pastor, by the way, at least what I was reading, maybe.
Yeah. So y'all, again, don't think we are square. What is it? L7?
Hey, people gonna think what they think, man. But we here to try to protect those, man.
Marriage is so sacred, y'all. Yeah. It's so sacred. Like, keep it private. Slide down the pole. Do all the nasty stuff. Do it. Have fun. Have a blast. But do it in the privacy of your home.
I don't want everybody to see every bit.
Yes, you know, or even see how I do stuff. Like, you don't want to see
your mind goes from one thing to the other. Like,
I know how that's that.
I see
that's how she do that. So I just want us to get to a point where we aren't so attached and addicted to being down to earth and having fun that we forget that we have a standard, y'all. As believers, I hate to tell y'all that, because we got such a generation of content creators who are a little bit of Jesus and a little bit of world. That's not the way. There is higher standards that God is calling us to. One of those things is having self-control, being respectable, being integral, and being modest. Yeah. So have enough wisdom to decipher and determine and discern, okay, this is not the atmosphere. Then if something gets out, if something leaks out, make sure you take the humble route. It doesn't mean that you sinned. It's just saying, hey, I also know I am a pastor. Yeah. We know that we put ourselves out like how we do. So we like, if anything come out, okay, we got to apologize. That's it. So
pastors are, it says in the word, they're held to a higher account. Yeah. They're going to be held to a higher account. We're also held to accountable for what we do too. So that does not let us off the hook either. So man, we just be mindful of your environments, man. Have fun, you know what I'm saying? Be free in Christ without sinning, but just don't let your freedom cause someone else to fall. One thing you could take good from Pastor Haddon, Deitrick Haddon, is, man, y'all married couples out there, kick it with your mate. Man, I have so much fun with you. Yeah. We done been out of town, man. We got some stories we ain't gonna share with y'all.
Never.
Okay? We wasn't in no questionable locations or nothing, but we just had some fun, though. Like, we've had some really good fun out the country, everything, man. Yeah. Like, we didn't get dried up or anything, man. We scanned our crowd. We knew what we was, what situation we were in. But, man, take that from him, though. Yes. Have fun with her. Maybe he didn't have fun in his first marriage and he was too ultra, I guess, religious or sticking to those, what he thought was something that was a sin that wasn't. Yeah. Like, it's not a sin to go somewhere. Maybe you're with a group of leaders who y'all could be safe with, and y'all just kind of having your wife is just kind of grooving on you a little bit, or whatever the case, man. Or have yourself a one glass of wine or so, or two, or your limits. Don't go extra far if you can't have nothing at all, because you know your family are alcoholics. You used to be alcoholic. Don't do it. But man, kick it with your mate. You can take that from him. We would love to know what y'all think about this.
We would love to know.
Put it down in the comments below. What's up, family? We wanted to pause for just a moment to let you all know we have created a way for you guys to partner with us with our Patreon community launch.
Yes, look, have y'all been enjoying the gems, the conversations, the transparency, baby? We've been putting our whole life on this camera. And if you have been enjoying it, we are creating an opportunity for you to partner with us, because we want to be able to create at the highest level of excellence, and that requires resources. And that is where you come in. We have created a tier as low as $5 a month, y'all. $5. $5. If you would like to partner with us, just simply click the link in the description box, and we hope to see you over there.
Moving on, I was recently going through my feed on Instagram, as I do, and Instagram said, you may like this. It had a clip. David Shands of the Social Proof podcast. He had a question for everyone, and it was a pretty interesting question. I'd love for y'all to check it out. We want to answer it.
All right, I got a really, really good question, and it's not even a question of mine. I've seen it on the internet, this whole back and forth about should you date if you broke, which is kind of weird because most successful people are successful today, but they dated before they had anything, and now that they're up, they're telling other people they shouldn't date. Or is there an element of focus that's necessary to become successful? Is it a distraction? I don't know. One of the driving factors is to build something amazing so that you can date better. So these trash dates that you're on right now, it's the motivation to do something better. Or do you just stay at the crib? And y'all, you save your money, you focus, you lock in, don't be distracted. You could be on your grind all day, but around Thursday evening, about 7 o'clock, you start thinking, hey, what's going on in the streets? And I'm gonna hit so-and-so who I know will pull up or let me come through. I don't know. Anyway, do you lock in and focus, or does that human engagement, the fact that you desire to have something special, like you have something to look forward to? I don't know. Sometimes you be on a little broke date and a girl inspire you or get on your nerves enough to say, you know what? I'm about to really, really grind so I can date a better caliber person. I don't know. So what y'all think? Is there like a certain financial bracket you need to get to before you start dating, or do you live your life? I don't know. What y'all think?
I definitely want to respond to this because when I met TK, I did not initially want to court you, okay? Because we believe in courting instead of dating. Dating, you just kind of messing around, seeing what falls together, and that's when all types of other stuff happens. But courting is like we have a mission that we're actually going towards marriage. And I didn't want to court you because I knew you were the type of woman to court until I got my money right. So I remember when we were just friends and we were hanging out, unfortunately shouldn't have been, but we were hanging out and I was talking to you and I knew.
We were hanging out privately is what he
Privately,
was.
yes.
Yeah.
We were hanging out privately in my place and she's sitting on one side of the couch, I was sitting on the other. Yeah, and I was talking to her and I knew my non-negotiables and I'm like, boom, I think this girl could be the one. Like, I knew that just from talking to her. And I was like, but, man, she's nice looking. I know she got some brothers who probably got stuff together. They probably hollering at her. I said, man, I had a goal in my mind. I was like, by this day, I'm going to get this taken care of, and then I'm going to approach her to try to see about courting her and see if she be, good with it or whatever. Well, didn't go that route with us, unfortunately. So obviously, if you know our story, we first time intimate, things happened that I'm hanging out together. Intimacy happened and we had a child on the way. And so it was like, okay, I had to kick in mode of, okay, now I have to work backwards. I need to court her in
while I'm
really,
pregnant.
Yeah, while you pregnant and really see if this really a match for us to stay together or, hey, congrats, bro, you got your newest child's mom.
Yeah.
So I was like, I had to work from that standpoint. And I will tell you, doing that process was tough. Okay. One way I did have my money together as far as I knew how to budget. I had went through Dave Ramsey, so I knew how to budget. I wasn't in overdraft land or anything like that, but I didn't have enough to take care of two. So it was really, it started to be tough. I had some opportunities, but now I'm trying to learn how to deal with double the finances going out, okay? Because now it's not just one eating, it's two eating plus when other kids come, it's like, okay, woo. I wasn't prepared for this, okay? And so it took me by storm. And so I think that there's not a law to this because right now we're in process of building together from nothing. I mean, we've had some times that were not the best times financially, okay? And we still haven't made it. We're still progressing and we're going from there. But that is not the ideal situation.
Right.
It can hold you back in many forms. So I too, like Dave said, see so many of these gurus or these pastors. A lot of times I ain't seen pastors. Don't date when you broke. You don't need to be dating and all this other type of stuff. Meanwhile, they were broke.
Right.
And the first lady that they with,
yeah,
she took them on. I've heard of, shout out to E.T. Like E.T. was talking about how his wife, she took care of everything before he became the #1 motivational speaker. You hear a lot of times these women up front seeing something, investing basically in their man, holding it down, and then they come up. So I'm gonna say there is not law to this.
Yeah.
I would say it is in best circumstances. My answer to this is it is in best circumstances that yes, man, get your money together, man.
Right.
Pay off as much as your debt, if not all of your debt, before you bring on somebody. Why? Because they may have debt. Okay. Yeah. You may be together, but she might have student loans, and now you got to take that on. Yeah, or think about when you get in there now, it's double the money to go and get the groceries, or y'all kick it off and now y'all have a child and all that. Listen, I would say to those right now who have a clean slate, yes, get that together. Get your plan together. What is your vision? Yeah. Okay, have that all together. Be operating already in whatever that purpose is that you have. Operating in that, so now she just comes into the fold. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because I've had to deal with the other side of that, man. We kind of just scrambled and trying to pull this thing together, and it's been frustration. When they say the #1 cause for divorces is finances, I know that. Like because there's been times where it was hard. My wife's a free spirit. Okay, when it comes to spending, okay, it's not like she'd be crazy out there. Thank God.
I don't actually.
Thank God that my wife is not like, I'm trying to go get a Birkin bag. I'm trying to go. She never was that. I was thankful. I'll tell y'all one time when we one of the best things that I found out about when we had to work backwards and kind of court was our first Valentine's Day together. And I booked this reservation at this place. It was gonna be over $100-something meal. It was nice. It was intimate. Everything. We got there. Food was fire, but very small portions.
Oh, tiny.
And she was
baby girl likes to eat.
She was like, babe, I mean, thank you so much for this. But I would have been cool with like 54. I said, thank you, Lord. This is my wife. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Not because I wanted 54th.
54th. Hey, they got 54th Street Bar and Grill.
Back
got
then
bomb
it was really fire.
Yeah, bomb strawberry lemonade, all that, the appetizers. And so
that rasta pasta.
I was like, man, I was kicking myself because at that time, that dinner, it stretched me a little bit, and I wanted to show you a good time. But at the same time, I was so glad that I had met somebody who was cool with, like, basically, in a way, could start out ramen noodles with me. We could work ourselves up to the filet mignon. You understand? And so I was so grateful for that. And so I don't believe there's law to this. Yeah. You just have to, I just think you're in a better position if you put yourself in a great financial position before you're out there looking for your mate. Because let me tell you, when you bring on another person, it's double the troubles that you already had. So that's what I would say on it.
I mean, I really agree, honestly. I think especially because if we're talking about dating, that we don't necessarily agree with that. We do believe in courting. So let's speak from a courting stance. If you are courting a woman and you have in mind to marry her, or you're desiring to marry her, I think you should. What?
I was going to say, just real quickly to interject, and I'm speaking more from the man's standpoint on this.
Yes.
Because the men we're the leaders of the household. And I'm not saying that a woman cannot come in making better money, but more of the financial responsibility.
We believe.
We believe, based off of the order what God has it, is that it falls more on the man, okay? And statistics also show that most women would rather not work a job. They'd rather be at home and be nurturers, okay? They'd rather be nurturers. They rather kind of freelance and do those things. They're even though you see these women bossing up, it's a reaction to today's current climate.
Disappointment.
Also, it's a reaction to trauma from seeing somebody else be with a man. Not, they basically did nothing. He goes out, gets educated, builds all this finances up, and now he leaves her, and she don't got nothing.
But some kids.
Okay, so in most cases, again, this is gonna fall on the man, and so we're speaking particularly more onto the man's situation. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, I definitely was about to only speak about the man's situation because look, I was like, hey, you got me, and that's it. But I think if you are courting to marry someone, yes, like this, we were talking about this at the purity panel that me and Namdi did. It was our first panel that we ever done together. And I was saying, we like to talk about all these different things about marriage, but the ultimate goal is to do kingdom work. The ultimate goal is to like fulfill the assignment that God has for your marriage here on earth, right? That's the ultimate number one goal, not your happiness, not how big you can get a house or like, no, the ultimate goal is purpose. I hope that y'all agree with that. Purpose here on earth as a married couple. Well, one thing that can interfere with you freely being able to flow in your assignment is financial trouble. If you are so bound financially and so broke, you aren't able to make some of the moves that you can make. Go get the education that you're supposed to get. Go get it, do the course real quick so y'all can become better, whatever it is. In our case, communicators, or become better YouTubers and podcasts. Those things cost money, and you want to be able to continuously progress, and that takes resources. So I said this at the panel as well. If you can start off at the greatest starting point possible, do that. There's not a specific law, but like, hey, if you can get to like just intentionally and aggressively working at goals, and some of that is knocking off debt, some of that is getting mentally equipped to know what budgeting is, knowing what, you know what I'm saying? Like just knowing, getting used to that language, getting involved in that. And so I say, do the best that you can. And women too, like don't be frivolously just spending and not caring and getting loans, like, because that you get in the marriage and guess what? That becomes your husband's stuff too. You know, even with me, student loans and all, I brought that in. Like I didn't have a bunch of that, but I had some student loans. And so you just want to be aware, and you want to get the best starting point for your marriage to be able to operate in purpose, be able to get the gym memberships, be able to eat well. It costs money to eat well. It costs money to learn. It costs money for education. Then you end up, you know, you're going to have some kids immediately. You can't provide the best environment for them to be able to go to karate class, to be able to go to dance class, to be able to get the swim lessons, because Black people need to learn how to swim. You know, I want to get swim lessons so bad. I only know how to swim underwater, y'all. But you want to be, and this stuff costs. It does. It costs to go to swim lessons. Like it costs to put your kid in dance class. It costs to get them in protection classes and karate and all that. And you want to be able to do it. You want to be able to provide the best lifestyle quickly. You don't want them to only their kids are going to benefit off of your financial legacy. Like, no, we want our kids to benefit off of it. So I say, I wouldn't date debt as a man. I wouldn't date debt broke. But in most cases, some of us did and some of us do. But just make sure that, like, for instance, when I married you, although you were like, I mean, when we were dating, I know you told me like, hey, I wanted to wait, but we ended up being intimate. We got pregnant. But you weren't dead broke, and you also were financially literate. Like you knew, and you were well equipped as far as educated on what to do. So it wasn't like we were starting at ground zero. We we don't know what the heck nothing is.
Wasn't like I'm out here, but car about to get repoed, about to get kicked out.
Eviction.
Like if you in those type of situations, car about to get kicked out.
I thought Nolly had money. I'm gonna be honest. Listen, the rumors were that he had money, and he was taking very good. Like he could have fooled me. He was doing my nails. He was doing my hair. I mean, not he was doing, but he was paying for these things. Had a really nice car. He had a beautiful apartment. I don't ever really remember too many conversations of like, hey, I don't know how the lights are gonna this or how the rent. I'm not sure about this month. You know what I'm saying? So, although yes, we didn't start at the six figures, you also weren't just completely illiterate. Like you just no common sense, no education as far as finances. But so I wouldn't say there is no law, but like if you're going to court, it like leading into marriage, I think you should get a little educated financially.
Y'all need to have that conversation, man. If you're out there, you're looking for that right person, man. Ladies, don't get so tied up into how.
That's why you shouldn't be having sex, because private areas will get you down that aisle, and it wasn't supposed to be. Like he don't know nothing. Y'all broke. Y'all just because broke. Well,
just think about like if we had been doing what we doing, and you could have ended up with a situation with a dude who you didn't know. Like, I mean, I ain't got nothing. Everything about to be turned off. Unfortunately, women get so far down in the looks, and they end up getting with this dude who they think is the flyest dude and all that. And you get there and find out he don't know how to do nothing with money at all.
Yeah,
I'm telling y'all, please. in your courting season, have an in-depth conversation.
How much money do you make a year?
Money. Listen, right?
What's your credit score?
This world is ran off of capitalism. Unfortunately, it would be great to say, man, God got it, and God gonna just take care of you. Nah, I mean, He will. He gonna make sure your needs are taken care of, man. I'm gonna tell you first off, make your money, make sure you give. I was consistently giving before I met you, and God, I feel like through giving, God showed me so many favors, so many areas that I could not even explain by tithing. I'm gonna tell you that. But make sure that man knows, has he been through any program like a Dave Ramsey, or is he well equipped in that area? Open up the bank app. I'm talking about, this is when you really feeling like this is the one.
See his habits. What are you swiping your car with? Man,
that's something that I believe one of our pastors did. He showed an example of, man, this really shows who you are. Yeah. Like this week, same $20, but different person. One, he's giving 10%, he's saving something, and then he's going to live in life. The other one, he taking the $20, and he going to get liquor, he going to get whatever. You know, he buying a bunch of video games. You just never know. Open up that app, see what she's on, see what you on. Make sure that those things align well.
And this is also why you shouldn't be intimate before, because if you are intimate, baby, you won't care about none of that.
Heck, when that thing is getting put down in you, your mind don't work. Listen, we not telling you. Listen, we not sitting up here preaching like we perfect. Like we told y'all our flaws. We telling you because we dealt with the consequences of it. I didn't know that my life, I didn't know that she, her background and how maybe her mom's habits was that may have been on her too. Like, I didn't know that. Why? Because we started laying down, and I'm just clown. I'm gone. I was like, I'm gone. I remember one of my leaders at that time looking at me. He looked at me. He said, "Oh, he said you gone. I gotta have so and so talk to you. You go. And I ain't gonna lie. I came back to him saying, hey, at that time I was gone. Yeah. Like, let me tell you, man.
No, it will blind you. Like, it will literally.
Y'all be thinking,
intimacy blinds you.
Let me tell you.
I said this in one of my Tapping with TKs. The same dude that you was like, he ain't no good. I know he not my husband. Soon as you have intimate moments with him, all of a sudden he your husband. Man. All of a sudden he's a good God-fearing man.
All of a sudden that nigga minister.
All of a sudden he's a minister. All of a sudden he pray for me. He tell me to read the word. Like, but you just told before y'all had, you was saying that he wasn't and you knew that he wasn't. You was about to get back at. Wait, what?
He was Islam yesterday. Now he a Christian.
Like, y'all better know how blinding that thing is.
Let me tell you.
And it's supposed to be in marriage. Like, that's the thing. Marriage, I think one of the things that intimacy is built for is to get, when y'all arguing, to bring it all back together. It's like, what I was complaining about ain't really mattering no more. After you get done, you're like, well, that wasn't that bad, huh? Yeah, but when you're not married, it is a knife that will kill you.
It will.
It will destroy your future. It will. If you do it with the wrong person, it can really mess stuff up. So yeah,
man. So definitely not law. We believe that yes, you should get some of these financial principles. Make sure that you guys are good in that area before you start really courting. But we would love to hear, what do you think, man? What are your opinions on some of what we said, and also the question that Dave had there? Please put that in the comments below. Moving forward, recently I ran into this clip. It was interesting, kind of funny to me, made me think of us in some ways. I definitely want to bring this to our audience and talk about it. Check out this clip on basically having a boring relationship. Check this out.
Relationships be boring as sometimes. Like when you really start to find your, like I'm saying this as fresh in the 30s. I got a new appreciation for boring, my. Right. I got a whole new appreciation for not just being able to sit the down with me and mine and not have nothing, ain't on fire, don't nobody need me to leave the house, I'm good. So while you young, it seemed like you want exciting every day, but I'm a caution you, because thing too, like the caution, when you always looking for excitement from your relationship, you gonna start expecting the person across from you to perform for your entertainment, you feel me? And that's not nobody's job, bruh.
Yes, like, it is. Like, tap dance.
Like if y'all want to add new layers to y'all relationship because the old shit ain't working, you need to figure out ways to become a new person. You know what I'm saying? Do some new shit in your own life so your partner got some new shit to learn, and let them do some new shit in their own life so you got some shit to learn. But actual excitement, bro, that ain't their job to provide that for you.
Man, That boy was dropping some bars, okay? Was, yeah. So I really wanted to talk to you about this, babe, because you recently on Tapping with TK had a couple sisters on who was like, listen, I don't want to date older because they're going to be boring. And plus, we have some experience in this that we in the beginning of our marriage, we had some issues in that area because we're different. We a little different in the personality type. So, babe, speak on what you feel about this.
Yeah, so I think, especially when you are in your early 20s, for sure, I believe that stability can kind of seem boring. As you get older, you absolutely look for just to be settled, bills are paid, like everything that he said. But in the beginning, I for sure know for myself. I remember I was dating this guy when I was 19, and he was older.
What is this? I don't got time for that.
I didn't even know you, buddy.
Who's this?
He was older than me.
Negro, while you watching this, don't feel special.
No, please don't.
But please it's all good.
But Go ahead, I was dating this guy, and he was older than me. He had a great job. He had money. He had a nice car. He had the apartment. He was giving me money. Like, it was the setup for what I know now. A 30-year woman would be like, you was getting how much? And he was doing what? They would have thought I was a fool for leaving. But I literally broke up with this dude because he was boring to me. Like, there was nothing exciting. He would go to work and come home, and that's it. I'm just like, I was looking for, mind you, the person that I dated before him was out here, like, reckless in the streets. Like, I dated a bad guy, and then I dated a good guy, and I was bored with the good guy. I was bored with the man that just went to work, mind his business, had no kids, none of that. I just was bored with him. And I remember breaking up with him. And I remember I was telling it to my mama, and she just kind of shook her head like, what? I'm like, yes, he was just boring. Like, nothing was wrong. Like, he wasn't disrespectful. But I understand the lyric, and I think it's Drake. Good girls want a bad guy. College girls, or something. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, the good girls want the bad guys. Yeah. And the bad girls want the good guy. But I also think that comes along with age. Like, when you are young, you looking for spontaneity. You looking for, unfortunately, when I got with you, I wanted toxic love. So when I got mad, I needed you to chase me down the street.
Run you down the street, all that. Listen, by this time, I was entering my 30s. And I was done. I did all that in the 20s.
I thought you didn't care.
I was so,
when you didn't chase me or when you wouldn't call me, I'm like,
I was done.
So I can just hang up in your face and you don't beg me. Like, y'all, I done been through toxic love, like bottles, busting through the window, calling my mama, where she at. Like, that was love to me. I'm like, oh my God, he's chasing me. He's driving down the street as I'm running. Like, this was love.
I'll be sitting there waiting. Like, man, I guess when she go down the block and get her mind together.
You followed me one time.
I did. Yeah, one time I did. But some of the mothers, I was just like, man, hey, listen, I think she want me to do this. But
I think she want me to do
tired. Listen, the last Negro... She
wore you out.
I was, hey, dog, I ain't want to argue no more. My argue was done. I had no arguing. I just like, oh, that's what you want to do? You don't want to listen to me? My whole thing from there was like, okay, go bump your head real quick.
Yeah.
That's how I was. And I would let you just kind of figure out some stuff. Because I'm just like, I had no time for it.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of, even older, like, I think that a lot of us think that toxicity, because it's so dramatic and heavy and, you know, you do the things and you argue and it feels like this is love. But stability, when I met you, that was how I immediately knew that you would be my husband. Like, I immediately knew that you would be, at least, if not my husband, like, you would be a phenomenal husband because you provided such a great foundation and just stability. And stability at that time, because we got together when I was 21, turning 22, it was a little boring for me. I'm like, so do we argue? Like, what do we do? Like, we just sit here and just go on dates?
We would be getting into arguments, and I wouldn't go round and round with her.
Nah.
I was just automatic. If I was wrong, I was just at a point, it made my wrong. Like, oh, I'm so sorry about that, babe. Yeah. And it's just like, she wanted to keep going. And she's sitting there like, hold on, man. I was done.
Yeah.
I was done. That part of my life was over.
Yeah.
And you were just maybe
beginning.
getting fresh into that.
Yeah, I was early 20s. So yeah, I think it's I get what I think it was a woman that was asking the question about like what to do in a boring relationship. Mm-hmm. Stability can seem boring, but as you get older, like for me now, you can see I'm already changing where I'm like, I'm not about to go back and forth with that girl. She gonna do what she want to do. I'm not going back and forth with so and so. They gonna do like as you get older, you realize number one, you can't change people. Number two, you don't have to prove anything. Like and if proving you love someone involves getting beat up and running down the street, it's not love anyways. No. So I connect with it most definitely, but I think as I've gotten older and I've grown in my relationship with the Lord and matured it spiritually, I don't want to do that either. Like I'm apologizing quickly. Now I'm like, okay, babe, like let's get it over with because I don't want that. Like you know how you think that you have better intimate moments if y'all argue. Like no, you can have fire intimate moments and like each other and respect one another, and it's actually better. It's a more mature love. It's a more just peaceful love. It didn't come off of you slapped me upside my head. Like so I think it's just culturally, we see nothing but toxicity in media, so we think that that's norm.
They be
we think
putting
it's
songs.
Yeah, it's normal.
Somebody
like
said, I seen some here recently, like they wanted that toxic love or
something. For sure.
Like somebody make a song about. I think even maybe Cardi said it in her song, or
I don't want it if it's not toxic.
Oh yeah, because he like a like I'm like that's good. Dope now.
It's not dope, y'all.
That's crazy.
I get it. I get why, because y'all think that you about to have bomb intimate moments afterwards, but that's all. That is the benefit. That's it. Like you gonna have a bomb intimate moment. That's it. But yeah, I understand it. And as I'm getting older and settling in marriage, like I want to. It's gonna sound old, but like put me on the porch with a nice glass of tea. And let's listen to the birds while our kids run around and be peaceful. Yes, give me that. Yes, give me intellectual conversations that lead us into making love. Give me emotional stimulation. Yes,
that mental stimulation.
Give me mental stimulation. Give me emotional. I don't want to get slapped and then have an intimate moment in it. No. I want to lead from just imagine a whole day of just intimate conversations. We're stimulating each other emotionally. We're having intellectual conversations. We're enjoying mature moments together, peaceful moments, respecting your man, opening the door, you serving him, and then y'all make love at the end of the night.
Climax.
What?
That's the climax.
Why don't we want that? Why do we want arguing? You found out there's a girl in his phone, then he apologized and then go down on you, and then that's a
trick of the enemy.
That's not dope. Like it's not dope, y'all. No. It's not dope, and it sets you up to train your body to think that it's love. Because again, I came from that, so I'm like going in like, dang, you don't love me because you're not chasing me. You're not chasing me. So clearly you don't really, you're what the girls say, you're not choosing me. Like, no, you're choosing me by actually showing me what a man of God acts like in these moments. You're choosing me by having integrity in a moment that I don't. You're choosing me by having emotional maturity and intellect enough to be like, I'm not going to go there. Because yes, one of us can get hurt. Yes, this could lead to domestic violence. So I'm going to stand my ground as a man of God, not go there with you. That is love. A man showing you that he ain't about to do that with you is actually love.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, is that like we like to have these toxic moments, and then people want to, I guess, go have bomb sex or whatever the case may be. But in that same time, you feel like you benefit, but at the same time, y'all scarred each other for life.
Yes.
Because you can't take back some of the words that you said during that time.
Facts.
Okay, some of the things that you admitted during that time. You can't take that back. That one intimate moment of that 5 minutes that might have been so bomb for y'all.
Definitely 5 minutes.
But you created a lifetime of hurt with your words and some of your actions even, man. And so that stuff is so toxic and just so stupid. That we're so blind that now we put it in songs. Yeah. Now that it's dope in TV shows. Like
domestic violence is normal.
That's cruel. That's wild.
Like it's a popular thing. Yeah. There's this girl named Sukiana or something like that, and her boyfriend been beating each other. Krishan Rock and Blueface.
What's good, family? We want to pause for a quick moment. Hope you're getting tremendous value from this video, but we want to share with you. It shows that about 49% of you who are watching right now are not subscribed.
49%. Listen, y'all, it's free to subscribe. It's free to hit the notification bells. And if you keep coming back, you keep watching, that means you like the vibe. So join the family. Click that notification bell. Click the subscribe button. We would so totally appreciate it.
Yes, we will. Back to the show, man.
Yeah, Krishan Rock and Blueface like beat each other up all the time, and we literally keep booking them for shows, keep going to their concert. That is death waiting for them, like that, and rather actual physically, or like the breakdown of your mentality. She's not gonna be with that man forever, but she gonna be damaged goods for the next man. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I get it, but I'm just here to let y'all know, mature, healthy love. I have never. Just what I experienced with you, the emotional stimulation, the intellectual conversations that we have, the spiritual growth and fasting together and praying together, being in the heavens together when we are in that moment. Like all of that is what? Y'all could never tell me hood, toxic, trifling, out here bad domestic violence love is better than this. It's not. Y'all, when you got God on your side, like there's moments when we got done and we like the Lord was here. He approved of this moment. He definitely did. He approved, and you want that. You want that. You want that.
Y'all think? I think people just be. That's some corny route or whatever.
It's not.
No, it's not.
I have never.
I tell you, it's better on this side.
I did not know. I didn't know.
I didn't either. I came from doing that toxic stuff too. Yeah. I just had got tired by that point, and I was just like, I'm not doing this in my marriage. Yeah. And I already knew what that would lead to because I seen the damage that it did in the old relationship, and I was like, nah, I knew I'm further along than you, so some routes I'm gonna have to take the higher road and be a more mature person.
Right.
Another thing I just want to throw out there too is, I think that what the guy was saying there was respecting your time. Listen, y'all, as you get older, you realize that you don't have as much time on earth as what you think, okay? And so you respect those quiet moments, those time to yourself, because you know that I could be gone tomorrow. So let me embrace just the birds chirping right now. Let me embrace just sitting here real quick, relaxing with my wife and looking at the show and laughing or watching our kids run around. I got to the point, babe, to where I just didn't have time to waste time just going at each other, throwing just, words at each other, just
now we gotta go on a healing journey.
Yeah, now we gotta go on a healing. Now that's gonna be a whole nother thing that we gotta get over.
Up intimacy as well. Yeah, I'm thinking like, dang, you really said that.
Yeah, I'm just like, I just got to the point. I ain't had time. I ain't got time. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be here tomorrow. I love you too much to sit here and go through all of that.
I gotta say this. I feel like I'm being led to say this. If you are married and you are watching this, in those moments that you are arguing, I pray that you begin to ask the Lord. For those of us like who I used to be, baby, pop off. There is a knife. There is a AK-40, whatever, in my mouth. Baby, I can get to going, okay? Yeah. This mouth will do that thing, okay? If you have that, I am, especially for women, because I know it's a lot of times us, but men too, if you're watching this, like pray for self-control, because there are some things in arguments, like you might be, your husband, y'all might be struggling in the intimate area, and you might be struggling because you have torn each other down so much emotionally with your words. And so that's why we also say, like, watch those moments. Like, it's easy to be nice when everything's good. But even in those heated moments, like Nnamdi has led us greatly in moments where we are just not getting along. He's like, come on, Takesha, no. This is the enemy. Stop. Let's talk about it. Let's end it. No. And I'm like, but I want to talk about it. I want to get into it.
Sometimes you gotta walk away too. All right, I'm gonna, or you feel yourself getting like just rowdy. Like, okay, she said, okay.
But don't leave and be gone forever. Because some
like,
dudes
walk away. I'm talking about like going in another room.
Like, where you at?
Like, because a lot of times we would just go into a different part of the house. I'm gonna go downstairs. You stay upstairs, or let me go sit in the car for just a second. Yeah. Let me just,
But just be mindful and have self-control in those moments, because that could be affecting your intimacy as well. For married couples, if you torn each other down, go back. Like, I remember coming back to you and apologizing for every word I've ever said. Like, I'm sorry for ever emasculating you. I'm sorry for ever being violent with my words. So this is a sign to someone. Apologize to your spouse. Even if you're not in a bad place right now, go back. Like, think about the things. Be like, hey, I just want to I just want for everything. Yeah. Like, I want to start off clean. I am so sorry for dishonoring you in this way. I am so sorry for my immaturity in the beginning of this relationship. I'm so sorry for taking the lower road. Like, just apologize, because I believe that it affects your intimacy so much. Like, your man, your wife could be thinking about when you told her she was fat while she's being intimate, and you wonder why she ain't doing it. Like, well, because she's broke. Her heart is broken. So somebody need to apologize to somebody.
Somebody need to do it. And I'll tell you this too, just for my sisters who are on that route, they're like, I don't want to deal with an older dude because he gonna be boring and all that. It's like, he don't necessarily gotta be boring. Sometimes he can, one of the things is, I know you like to do some adventurous things. Like, you like to go do that. So marriage is a compromise. So like, I have to meet her in the middle. So I got to do some of those things that I just truly don't. We're going
to go on the mountain.
Yeah, we're going to go do something that I truly don't want to do, but I'm doing that because I love her. Yeah. Okay, so I think that it's okay to get with somebody maybe it's a little bit older than you, not too crazy much older than you, but I'm telling you, the benefit of it is that he's further ahead. He's more mature. He's probably been through a little bit more, and he's probably done with some of that foolishness. Yeah. So that was the benefit of us coming together, because had you, like, let's just say if God had created us at the same year we was born at the same, if I was 21, 22, we didn't make it here.
Nah.
We did not make it here. She couldn't have dealt with Namdi when he was at 21, 22.
Yeah.
Well, she would have ripped me up. I would have ripped her up. It would have been added. Somebody would have had to come to the house, pull us apart, all this crazy stuff because of who I was at that time. Who you know me to be now is not who I used to be. Okay, and so
I don't know this person that he speaks about.
Like, no, she doesn't. I used to tell her. I'm like, man, you don't even know how I used to be, man.
I was like, you was talking like that? That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not that person no more.
You have never like cut me. I don't remember a moment where I'm like, wow. That was sick.
I was that guy.
Like, that was crazy
at one point in time, and and another thing too is, and I say this, and I'll kill off, even sometimes if we about to get at it, I'm like, hey, babe, we not going to do that. You need somebody who can say time out. We not about to have those type of discussions, nothing like that, because we're going higher.
Yeah.
If you want to go to a higher level in just your life, you want God to bless you with more, how are you stewarding what you have now? Yeah. Okay? So it's how do we steward each other now? How we steward our relationship? How can I elevate you guys to be over major corporations and all of this, but y'all around here cussing at each other, going off like y'all in the hood somewhere?
Yeah, so there's like this thing that we say, like when we're being petty, and we don't tear each other up, but like we might be petty and like say little stuff like, okay, like just little weird stuff, and Namdi or I will be like, baby, we're not at the apartment no more. Yeah. Like, we'll remember, like, there's newer levels. Like you said, mansion talk, big money talk, corporation talk. That's how we're talking now. Yeah. We're not even there, but we're going to speak like we're there because we want to show the Lord we are ready to manage that. Yes. We are mature enough to take care of one another because it's going to be a newer level, higher level, newer devils, higher devils, you know? So being mindful of that and training yourself on this level. But we can keep going on.
That's how you can low-key manifest what you want to come forward. Is like, man, showing God, okay, this is how I steward my wife now, Lord. Yeah. I can operate at this level, because let me tell you, like you said, when you elevate, it's gonna be even more stuff thrown at you. You don't just have the balance sheet from your own personal finances. Now it's the business finances running that we paying people over $100,000 a month and all these things. So you got to think ahead, man. Think like we're trying to go forward. Where these words right now, will this stunt our growth? Think about those things. So kind of got to how, the how you speak to each other, but it's okay to maybe have a quote unquote boring relationship.
It's not boring.
Not boring, but
mature. Like the word now, if you watch this video fully, it's a mature, stable relationship. That's right. And a mature, stable relationship, it is not going to be rah, rah, rah all the time. Like, you have fun, do all of that, but there will be moments where you are just sitting in the bed together quiet. And you on your phone, I'm reading the book, I'm downstairs cleaning, and it's peaceful. It's not boring, it's peace. So that's it. It. Y'all let us know. How do y'all feel about that? Do you feel like maybe you think a man being stable like how I was in my early 20s is boring? Or if you at the point where you're like, nah, baby, we can listen to the birds chirp. As long as I'm with you, I'm straight. We would love to know your comments down below.
Please put it below. Yep, so that is the end of our show, man. We are so glad that you tapped in with us. Pillow Talking with the Uebu's. Please go through everything that you see there in the descriptions. It is maybe some great resources.
Do all the things.
There for you. Maybe some ways that you can partner with us and help us out. But other than that, hey, we want to see y'all on our next show. So make sure you continue to stay tapped in with the Uebu's. We will holler at y'all next time. Hey, thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you could do us a huge favor, please hit that like button and please subscribe.
Yes, and please do not forget to hit that notification bell. We need y'all to be locked in every single time we drop this fire content. Yes. Also, we need y'all to follow us on all social media platforms at the Uebu's. And look, we will see y'all on the next video.